So what is going on, guys? I'm Black. That's amazing. Welcome back to another video on the channel where today we are talking about the final map in Cold War Zombies, which has just officially been revealed by Treyarch over on Twitter, and it's called The Forsaken. We have the title of the map, the logo, details as well, so there's so much to go over in this video. Hopefully you're as excited as I am because, well, this is the end of Cold War Zombies. It's been a long journey ever since our first map, D Machine, back in November. We then had DLC 1, which was Firebase C, DLC 2, which is Outbreak, DLC 3, Margwa Totem, and finally DLC 4 is going to be Forsaken. And you should be able to guess, if you've been staying up to date with the story, the reason why the map is called Forsaken. That's because within the Dark Ether there is a creature called the Forsaken, otherwise known as the One, or the Great Devourer, the Devourer of Souls. He is the main man within the Dark Ether. In our previous Zombies map, Margwa Totem, he was trying to escape and enter our reality. Fortunately for us, we stopped that from happening. We destroyed Valentina and closed the portal to the Dark Ether so the Forsaken couldn't enter. But you can guess from the name of the map, he is about to do that in DLC 4. Whether it be by us allowing him into our world, since we know that one of his powers, one of his abilities is he can change form. He can manipulate people by pretending to be someone else. So right now in the story, we are trying to rescue someone called Zykov from the Dark Ether. What could happen is the Forsaken ends up pretending to be Zykov. We bring him home thinking it's him, when in reality we've just willingly brought the Forsaken back. Anyway, something is going on, but before we continue on with the story side of things, let's take a look at what Treyarch have said about the map. So they posted this on Twitter where they said the ultimate showdown between Requiem and Omega Group is about to begin. Hashtag Forsaken comes to Zombies on October the 7th with Season 6. And then we have the official logo, which looks very, very awesome. It's got the purple Ethereum glow to it. I love the font. This might be the coolest logo we've ever had in Zombies, from World at War to Cold War. But going over to the blog, if you want to check it out for yourself, I will link it down in the description. They say, the ultimate showdown between Requiem and Omega is about to begin. Today we're proud to reveal the title, logo, and release date for the final of Cold War Zombies. Forsaken will launch on October the 7th at the start of Season 6. Like all post-launch Zombies experiences in Cold War, this new round-based Zombies map will be available for free, providing the shocking experience to the Dark Ether story's opening chapter. So that just confirms that Cold War Zombies is the start of the Dark Ether story that we've taken on. They say that this is going to be a conclusion to the Dark Ether's opening chapter, so the storyline will be continuing. We do know that Treyarch are making Vanguard Zombies, however, it will be a prequel to Cold War, so yes, technically the Dark Ether story will be continuing on in that game. However, it will be before Cold War. It will take place in the 40s during World War II, whereas Cold War takes place, well, in the Cold War during the 80s. So they do confirm the Dark Ether story will be continuing. This was just the beginning. They've also posted this image, which we did see the other day, but I didn't post it on the channel. It is a new enemy in Forsaken, and it looks kind of like a Margwa combined with something else. Now, we know at the end of Black Ops 4, everything was banished to the Dark Ether, all of the Apothecans. The Apothecans include the Margwas, so at some point as a part of the Dark Ether story, the Margwas would have been trapped in there. However, we do know the Dark Ether changes things. Anything that is trapped in there over time, it contorts and changes into something totally different. So it very well could be this at one point was one of the Margwas, but because it's been in the Dark Ether for so long, it's changed and now looks different. It looks like a Margwa combined with like a dog or maybe a Nova 6 crawler. I am actually quite happy to see them return because they were one of my favourite enemies. Now it looks scarier than the original. Continuing on though, they say, as fans have learned in the latest intel throughout Season 5, Requiem's director has plans for Samantha Maxis, employing unorthodox methods to help her understand the powers she has developed during her time in the Dark Ether. Requiem and Omega have embarked upon rival operations to extract Sergeant Kazimir Zykov from the Dark Ether. Believing this lost Russian, the Soviet soldier who closed the portal Project End Station, will be the key to preventing a destructive force from entering our world. And now, Omega defector Sergei Revanov has provided Requiem with intelligence detailing a massive new Ethereum portal being constructed in western Ukraine. We know that's where our final map will be taking place, which is the campaign mission Red Light Green Light. And again, we saw this image the other day, but they now confirm what it is. It is the portal to bring Zykov home. This map is all about a race between Requiem and Omega. Which of these groups can bring him home first? Whichever does succeeds because they gain his knowledge on the Dark Ether, and then they can then use that to their advantage. And then finally, Treyarch say, with Agent Maxis understanding the path ahead of her and her new role in determining the fate of our dimension, the stakes couldn't possibly be higher. And then they just finished by saying we'll be getting more information over the next few days on the map, including the gameplay trailer, new teasers, and stuff like that. And right at the bottom, they've given us this. The caption they put on Twitter along with this said, forged in pools of Etheria, 2 forms the crystal axe shall take. So this is our new wonder weapon. There are 2 notes on here which say Carver. One of our teams recovered this from the Dark Ether. Seems to be a schematic for an ancient weapon. Looks like you'll get your wish for an authentic Dark Ether weapon after all. Strauss. So this is our new wonder weapon, the Crystal Axe. I think the name pretty much tells us what it is, and we can tell from the image on the right there, it is an axe, but also from the image on the left, it looks like it can turn into a handgun, or it looks like a pistol, so maybe it's a melee weapon slash a shootable gun? I don't know, but the fact that this is a Dark Ether weapon when all of the other wonder weapons we have in the game are built by one of the groups, whether it be Requiem or Omega, this one comes from the Dark Ether, or at least the schematics do. It's an ancient weapon, and I'm wondering if, since it's an ancient weapon, could it possibly be something we've seen before in our old timeline, or maybe be combined with something we've seen, because the Dark Ether does change things. And the fact that it was forged in pools of Etheria, that's very interesting, because we haven't heard Etheria yet. We've had Ethereum and crystals, but not pools of Etheria. So yeah, that sounds really cool. And we do have a radio transmission in the game, which is from Strauss, where he talks more about this.
Requiem Strike Team, Strauss here. My, oh my, it certainly has been a minute since we last spoke. You have been a busy bee. Operatia Inversia, Operation Excision. Not to mention your little detour with Omega. Quite the global pedestrian. Well, while you were off on holiday in Berlin, I've been hard at work on replicating Dr. Zarkova's Ethereum neutralizer. Admittedly, I haven't had much to go on, as we only recovered half the blueprint. However, as the Dark Ether's terraforming is ongoing and the phase continues to expand, such a device will prove invaluable for your continued fieldwork. Hopefully it will be available for field testing before too long. Considering the looming threat we now face, we will need everything available in our arsenal to stop it.
Just finishing off with the storyline then, so we know the map revolves around Requiem, Omega and the Forsaken, and Zykov as well, but it is the two groups, Requiem and Omega, against each other to see who can rescue Zykov first. Whoever does that, they win. They gain knowledge of the Dark Ether and also knowledge on how to stop the Forsaken. However, from one of the radios in the game, which is called Make This Right, we do know that Zykov has been talking to both of these groups. He initially started talking to Requiem, then he went behind their back and started talking to Omega, and now he's come back to Requiem, told them what he's done, apologised, kind of, and said, look, at the end of the day, all I want to do is escape from the Dark Ether, so if this means I have to talk to Omega as well, it's something I don't want to do, but if you can't help me, then they will. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, goodbye.